The aroma of fresh donuts and crispy corn dogs beckoned travelers at the dawn of their cross-country odyssey. These weren't just roadside stops. They were adventures waiting to be had, each one promising something magical around the next bend. From Chicago's bustling breakfast counters to the desert mirages of California, what happened to these 15 roadside attractions that once defined the American road trip experience? Lou Mitchell's Restaurant. The smell of fresh donuts and sizzling bacon marked the start of a cross-country adventure for countless travelers. Lou Mitchell's Restaurant, founded in 1923 and located at the eastern point of Route 66 in Chicago, became a beloved landmark and launching point for road trippers. Lou Mitchell turned it into an iconic breakfast destination, famous for handing out donut holes to waiting customers and milk duds to girls. With its chrome stools, ceramic mugs, and hearty portions, it's as comforting as a warm hug. Former owner Helene Thanis was known for her caring and nurturing ways. The diner offered the perfect send-off for anyone starting the Mother Road. A family-run business for decades, it remains in operation today, now owned by the Thanis family. Still bustling with locals and tourists alike, it continues to embody the spirit of classic Americana. Cozy Dog Drive-In. Nothing said you were hitting the road quite like biting into a deep-fried golden corn dog on a stick. The Cozy Dog Drive-In in Springfield, Illinois, claims to be the birthplace of the corn dog on a stick, a favorite since 1946. Ed Waldmeyer, a World War II veteran, and his wife Virginia opened the stand after Ed perfected the batter-dipped hot dog after learning how it was made during a visit to his brother in Oklahoma. Their son, Bob Waldmeyer, was a roadie icon who showcased businesses and attractions on America's Main Street through art and maps. The restaurant is cozy, featuring old-fashioned Formica tables and chairs, checkerboard vinyl floor tiles, and vintage signage. Today, Ed's grandson, Josh Waldmeyer, continues the tradition of serving up corn dogs to locals and travelers who flock to taste a true original. Chain of Rocks Bridge. A crooked mile in the sky once carried dreamers west across the mighty Mississippi. The Chain of Rocks Bridge, opened in 1929, became one of the route's quirkiest icons with its unusual 22-degree bend, an engineering fix for river navigation. At 5,353 feet long, the bridge was a crucial crossing point for those lucky enough to have driven on it. The bridge closed in 1968 when it was replaced by the straighter, modern new Chain of Rocks Bridge, which carries I-270. The old bridge, nearly lost to time, was rescued by preservationists and transformed into a scenic pedestrian and bike path. Now maintained by TrailNet and the city of Madison, it hosts tours, marathons, and offers sweeping views of the river. A symbol of Route 66 offbeat charm, the bridge remains a beloved relic of America's golden age. Conoco Tower Station and You Drop In Café. The glow of a neon spire once welcomed weary travelers with the promise of full service and a friendly smile. The restored 1936 Conoco Tower Station and You Drop In Shamrock, Texas, is one of Route 66's most iconic gas stations. Designed in Art Deco style by architect J.C. Barry, its zigzag modern features, glazed ceramic tiles, and green spire make it instantly recognizable. After years of neglect, the building was lovingly restored in the early 2000s by the city of Shamrock with the assistance of federal grants. Today, it houses a visitor center, museum, and community space. Although no longer pumping gas, the station remains a luminous beacon for Route 66 travelers, especially at night with its alluring neon glow. If you do decide to drop in, you can even sit at a booth where Elvis once dined. For you younger folks, Tower Station was the inspiration for Ramon's Body Shop in Pixar's Cars. Munger Motel. As the neon sign flickered to life each evening, weary travelers found comfort, rest, and a touch of home. The story began in 1936 with a Munger Moss sandwich shop, which was opened by Nellie Munger and her husband Emmett Moss in Devil's Elbow, Missouri. They relocated the business to Lebanon in 1945, sold it to Pete and Jesse Hudson, who retained the name and launched the Munger Moss Motel, a 14-room cabin court. Known for its cozy hospitality and glowing neon sign, the motel became a beloved stop on the Mother Road. In 1971, Bob and Ramona Lehman took over, expanding it to 44 rooms and preserved its nostalgic charm. Sadly, the motel is now closed indefinitely, according to a sign posted at the entrance. However, it was recently sold to the Dells Corporation of Mountain Home, Arkansas, which plans to restore the property and its iconic neon, ensuring that the spirit of Route 66 continues for future travelers. Old Riverton Store. A creaky floor and the sweet scent of old-fashioned candy instantly transports you to a time when mom-and-pop stores were the heart of the roadside. Built in 1925 by Leo Williams, the Old Riverton Store in Riverton, Kansas, has served travelers and locals for a century. Leo's wife Laura ran it from 1948 to 1970. In 1973, the Eisler family purchased it, renaming it to the Eisler Brothers Old Riverton Store while preserving its original charm. Today, their nephew Scott Nelson keeps the tradition alive. The store remains a community hub, gift shop, and Route 66 information center, with flowers and welcoming visitors. Step right in and you can feel the charm of vintage displays and shelves. Check out the original tin ceiling. It was a favorite hangout of Bob Waldmeyer, who based many of his iconic maps and postcards here. With just 13 miles of Route 66 in Kansas, this gem captures the essence of a bygone era in every corner and creek. Circle Cinema. Flickering film reels once brought Hollywood magic to a small Tulsa theater that never gave up on its dream. Circle Cinema, established in 1928, is Tulsa's longest-running movie theater, featuring 200 seats. Founded by the Thompson family and later revitalized by local preservationists, it was there from the transition of silent film to talking pictures. Noted for its Art Deco facade and vintage neon, the Circle has hosted film festivals, community events, and exclusive premieres. Today, it continues to thrive as a nonprofit theater, showcasing a diverse mix of independent films, documentaries, and classics. With its vintage marquee, art gallery, and even an organ for live performances, its mission to unite the community through film and arts lives on stronger than ever. Pop 66 Soda Ranch. A glowing pop bottle towers against the Oklahoma sky, alluring thirsty motorists with the promise of something fizzy and sweet. Opened in 2007 in Arcadia, Oklahoma, Pop 66 Soda Ranch is a modern icon on this legendary road, instantly recognizable by its 66-foot-tall LED soda bottle out front. The sleek, retro-futuristic building houses a diner and a massive wall of over 600 soda varieties from around the world. Founded by Aubrey McClendon and now managed by his associates, Pops quickly became a family favorite and photo op for road trippers. Visitors enjoy burgers, shakes, and rare sodas such as bacon cola, coffee soda, or even ranch dressing. Pops honors the quirky tradition of roadside attractions with a distinctly modern twist. It serves a playful blend of nostalgia and invention, embodying the ever-evolving spirit of the Mother Road. The Big Texan Steak Ranch. Before there was social media, this restaurant dared you to complete their challenge. The Big Texan Steak Ranch in Amarillo, Texas, opened in 1960 and quickly gained fame for its 72-ounce steak challenge. Eat the entire meal in an hour and it's free. Founded by Bob Lee, the restaurant was later relocated to Interstate 40 but still hugs the spirit of Route 66. With its cowboy kitsch, longhorn decor, and giant cowboy sign, it's a theatrical slice of Texas roadside culture. Who remembers having a steak dinner for less than $2? The Lee family still runs it today, offering a full motel, brewery, and even a rattlesnake habitat. Travelers from around the world stop by to take the challenge or just soak in the spectacle. It's more than a meal, it's an event.
Oh, man. Is that a win?
The Blue Swallow Motel. Behind a pink stucco wall and a glowing neon swallow, travelers found rest and warmth in their new journey west. Opened in 1939 as the Blue Swallow Court in Tucumari, New Mexico, the hotel quickly became an icon. Built by carpenter W.A. Huggins, it was later gifted to Lillian Redmond by her husband as an engagement present. A former Harvey girl, Lillian renamed it to the Blue Swallow Motel and became beloved for her kindness, often trading rooms for guest items when they couldn't pay. The 14-room L-shaped motor court featured attached garages, hand-painted murals, and cozy stucco rooms. Its vibrant neon sign, vintage furnishings, and classic charm continued to attract nostalgia seekers. Lillian owned the motel for over 40 years before selling it in 1998. Today, Robert and Don Federico lovingly preserved their retro appeal. The Blue Swallow remains a shining example of the heart and hospitality that made Route 66 legendary.
Blue Swallow Motel. At one time, you could park your car in here. They use it for just to paint stuff on it now. It's become a tourist attraction.
The Wigwam Motel. Sleeping in a concrete teepee may seem quirky now, but in the golden age of car travel, it was a roadside dream. The Wigwam Motel in Holbrook, Arizona is one of the only 3 remaining wigwam villages built in the 1930s and 1940s by architect Frank Redford. Inspired by Wigwam Village No. 2 in Cave City, Kentucky, Chester Lewis purchased the rights to use Frank's design and opened Wigwam's Village No. 6 in 1950, featuring 15 concrete teepees and a collection of vintage cars. Each teepee measures 14 feet in width and 32 feet in height, with space for 2 full-size beds and a small bathroom. The Lewis family kept the motel going for decades, and after a brief closure, restored it for a new generation of travelers. Still run by the Lewis family, the motel remains one of the most photographed stops on Route 66. La Posada Hotel. In a town where time nearly stopped, the Spanish Revival masterpiece was brought back to life by passion and preservation. La Posada Hotel in Winslow, Arizona opened in 1930 and became the crown jewel of the Harvey House empire. Designed by Mary Coulter, one of the few female architects of her time, the hotel blended southwestern flair with Spanish colonial elegance. Once a retreat for Hollywood stars and railroad travelers, it fell into disrepair after closing in 1957. In the 1990s, artists Alan Affeldt and Tina Meehan purchased and meticulously restored the property, transforming it into a vibrant cultural and hospitality center. With gardens, art galleries, and fine dining, La Posada is once again a proud stop along Route 66. Still privately owned and loved, it stands as a rare gem. Delgadillo's Snowcap Drive-In. If there were ever a real-life Radiator Springs of Pixar's cars, this would be it. Roadside legend Delgadillo's Snowcap Drive-In was founded in 1953 in Seligman, Arizona by prankster and barber Juan Delgadillo, who built it from scrap lumber. Known for his offbeat humor, Juan adorned the place with puns like "Sorry, we're open" and served burgers accompanied by a side of jokes. The menu includes dead chicken and cheeseburgers with cheese. You had to check out the quirky 1936 Chevy. Inside, the diner's packed with trinkets, hats, and notes from visitors around the world. You took your burgers and milkshakes and ate at Juan's garden, then checked out the other cars that had seen better days. Juan's sons, John and Robert, carry on the family legacy today, turning the stop into a Route 66 rite of passage. Juan turned a simple burger joint into a monument of laughter and love for the road.
And the door is open, and I'm gonna go ahead and step in. Business cards everywhere, photos. All right, so sorry we're drinking, sorry we're open.
Roy's Motel and Café. Like a mirage in the desert, a flickering neon sign promised shelter, coffee, and the population figure changed as soon as you stepped in and out of town. Roy's Motel and Café in Amboy, California was founded in 1938 by Roy Crowell and later run by his son-in-law Buster Burris. Located on a desolate stretch of Route 66 in the Mojave Desert, Roy's served tourists traveling not only the Mother Road but also on the Santa Fe Railroad. Its vintage Googie architecture and iconic neon sign have made it a favorite filming location, appearing in numerous films, music videos, and commercials. After years of abandonment, the town and Roy's were purchased by Alberto Cura, owner of Juan Pollo chicken chain, in 2005. Today, the restoration is ongoing, but the cafe now serves snacks and souvenirs. Though the motel rooms remain locked, the site is open to the public and draws photographers and nostalgic wanderers eager to experience a piece of the desert.
Look at these old pumps, guys. These pumps actually still work, believe it or not. Looks like you got diesel number 2 there.
Harvey House. Where elegance met the edge of the frontier, weary train passengers dined under chandeliers before heading westward. The Harvey Houses were America's first chain, but there was nothing fast food about them. Launched in 1876 by Fred Harvey along the Santa Fe Railway and on Route 66. These dignified stops brought linen tablecloths, fine china, and impeccable service to the Wild West. Trained Harvey girls served meals with precision and grace, and their grand dining rooms became social centers for countless towns. Notable for their architecture and impeccable service, many Harvey Houses have been restored as museums or restaurants. Their spirit survives in beautifully preserved landmarks, the most prominent of which is Harvey House in Barstow, California, which houses the Western American Railroad Museum and the Route 66 Mother Road Museum.
What would have been the formal dining room and the one large copper chandelier.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
Santa Monica Pier. Finally, the sound of crashing waves and carnival laughter marked the symbolic end of America's greatest highway. The Santa Monica Pier, built in 1909, became the official end of Route 66 in popular culture, even if it wasn't originally part of the highway. For many travelers, reaching the Pacific was the emotional climax of their journey west. The pier, with its historic carousel, roller coaster, and Pacific Park, provided a joyful final stop. The Route 66 end of the trail sign was added in 2009 to honor the road's cultural significance. Over the decades, the pier weathered decline, storms, and redevelopment, but its nostalgic charm was always preserved. Today, it thrives as a vibrant blend of history and fun, with street performers, seafood shacks, and the salty air reminding visitors that every road trip deserves a grand finale. There you have it. Have you ever been on Route 66? When did you go and what was your favorite stop? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, watch another one. Here's a video about more classic American road trips.